morning, everyone. Today lectures is being delivered from University of Babylon College of Engineering, Department of Architecture. This lecture is designed to be introduced an introduction to the first student of Year 1 Design Studio as a brief to introduce them to the main issue that we are going to discuss and deliver during the course of the Architecture Department, primarily the Design Studio. In today's lecture, I'm going to give you a brief about how we are going to deliver the material. So this course يهدف إلى تهيئة الطالب لدخول العالم العمارة فكريا ومفاهيميا وعمليا كقاعدة عمل أساسية وتعريفية بمفهوم العمارة من خلال التعرف على مبادئ التصميم والتكوين والبعد الثالث والفضاء المعماري، إضافة إلى معرفة المقياس الإنساني ومحيط البيئة الحضرية وغيرها. تنمية لغة التعبير لدى الطالب عن تلك المفردات وغيرها، ويركز أيضا عن كيفية تنمية الحس الفني والتكويني لديه ونمط الفكر التحليلي، إضافة إلى الفكر التركيبي وتنمية إدراكه وتحسسه للبيئة الطبيعية والعمرانية واحترامها، ابتداء من إدراك وتذوق البيئة الحضرية التقليدية ودراسة العلاقات التكوينية والتشكيلية والإخراجية لعناصرها ومكوناتها. So what is architecture? Architecture could be basically defined as the art and the science of designing and constructing building. As a word, architecture can carry several other meanings, such as the product of a result of architectural work, building, urban areas, and landscape. As a style or a method of building characteristics of people, place, or time. And also as the profession of designing building and other habitats environments by architects. And lastly, not least, is the consequence act of forming things, resulting or unifying or coherent structures. So it is in its most simple form, architecture is the design and the organization of spaces, and in its most common form, it is the design of building, their interiors and surrounding spaces. What are the architect and how the architects work between this environment? The architect acts as a designer who can work in a wide range of skills, from scales of a large to a planning a city, up to a scale of a small or a design, even a chair or any small project. What is the origin of architecture? Architecture is one of the oldest professions in human history. It appeared with the human beings needs shelter to protect himself from the weather and danger outside. It first evolved as the outcome of needs like shelter, security, worship, and needs like available building materials and skills. As human culture progressed, building became a craft, and later that formalized versions of the craft, which is practiced by educated professionals, which is called later architecture. So it's a build starting from having shelters, later on developed to be a science and formal science to be acted by professional people. This could be seen as the first element that the basic humans have been found in the beginning of the history, which is finding a cave to be sheltered and to protect themselves from the outside. And this is how it later be developed during the course of history, from the Pantheon in Athena to other famous buildings like this one, which is called the Water House by Frank Lloyd Wright. What are the primary elements of the design and how we can create these buildings, starting from where? The primary element of the design, it's a beautiful design. It's not a product of a great imagination or a result of any idea. Rather, it is a product or carefully plotted design elements chosen to create a virtual representation of the idea and the imagination. Design is not about the picture placed together and arranged in a way that created a story. Design is about creating harmony among the elements and having them come together in a final product that is uniquely outstanding. The element of design refers to a set of particular guidance for a graphic designer or any artist. Design elements are the basic unit of painting, design, drawing, or any other virtual piece coming into existence. These elements are vital to every visual project. So we have the lines, the colors, the texture, the size, the shape, and the space, which is differ according to which one is our priority. The main elements could start as an architecture student, we prefer to starting from the beginning, from, like the alphabet, from the A, which is the point, later on develop it into line, later to color, and how the color could be shaped, and later develop into a form, having another 3D volume, and later having a space within that volume, and giving its final texture material. So everything that can be seen or noticed in a 3D space is either a point, a line, a plane, or a volume. And every architecture or design of a structure or solution consists of a point, lines, planes, and volume. This is why these four things are called the basic element of architecture and design. There is a course of more, like architecture principles design and design principles and units. So what is the primary element that we are going to discuss? It's the point. Space, negative space. As a prime generator of that form indicate a position in any space, the point, which is later being developed to having a line. So the most basic design element is a line. With a simple drawing is a line generated to be just more stroke of a pen. But in the field of study design, a line connecting any of 2 points. Lines are effectively used in spreading or creating a space between other elements or to provide a central focus. The direction, the weight, and the character of the line can convey different states of emotions and can evoke various reactions. So between the line, we starting from the point to having a line, later we will go to have a plane, which is a line extended in a direction other than its instructed direction, become a plane. Conceptually, a plane has length and width, but no depth. Shape is a primary identifying characteristics of a plane. It is determined by capturing the line forming of the edge of the plane, because our perception of space and shapes can be destroyed or by representative force shifting from other point to another. We see the true shapes of a plane only when we view it frontally. In the composition of virtual construction, a plane serves to define the limit and the boundaries of the volume. If architecture as a visual art deals specifically with the forming of three-dimensional volume or mass of any spaces, then the plane should be regarded as a key element in the vocabulary of architectural design. So between the point to the line, we have another form, which is the plane, that gives us different forms, different shapes, different elements that later generated to have been in the volume if it had the third space. So different shapes like rectangles, circles, triangles, and the line extended become the plane, which have length and width, shape, surface, and also orientation or position. The front facade of any buildings forms a plane. You can see that in this building, the front facade, which is give you the frontal shape of the building, it's defined as a plane. So I am only highlighting one of the plane. However, each roof, each window, each door give us a specific form of shapes. These planes or shapes develop later if we have a third element, which is called the height or the width, to give us the volume. A plane extended becomes a volume with priorities of length, width, and depth, and give us form and space with different surfaces and different orientation and different positions. So it's become more complicated at this stage because we are going to deal here with the space and depth of the building and many other faces that could be created according to the shapes and the form of the building. You can see here from this image that it started maybe from a specific or any simple element like lines, dots, and later being developed into surfaces, and how these surfaces created different waves and different orientation according to the position that they are situated in these buildings. For a plane, it becomes more or three-dimensional from what it has been extended to any direction. When it does so, it's become a volume. Volume has length, width, and depth. In this image, you can see the top of the pyramids and how it could be seen as rectangular. Yet, from the outside, from the 3D shapes, we see it as a pyramid, and it has like a triangle, three main positions of the plane. So the developing of the shapes could create another form and any other form, different form of element. This also could be seen as different element that has been created from basic simple elements of line. Yet dealing with the space, how they created this volume, creating these spaces, the shade and shadow, give us different language of the buildings. Could be seen from a different position, different element, and different surrounding of the building itself. What is also more effective to create this and to enhance this position is the color. The color affects the mood of any virtual design. Colors represent different emotion and represent different personalities. The use of the color red, for example, can indicate anger, love, and passion, or strong will. Or for the other hand, the color blue created a sense of peace, certainty, and security. Colors effectively contribute to the unit of the series of the scenarios of flies and puts emphasis of the partage information that is conveyed by the other virtual element. Color can be stand alone at any time. It can serve as a background or can be supported elements to the other elements. It can heighten the impact of shapes, lines, and the flow of texture. The use of individual color is easy, but combining one to another is a different story. It will require a deeper understanding for its physical imagination and implication to the virtual design. And this is how we can use the color in different ways to enhance the building language and emphasize its position and 3D features. In this slide, I'm going to end my lecture for today, hoping that we are going to improve it later and continue for the next time. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.